Good morning. How are you? Happy Friday. Oh, look who's wandered in. Hey, Wubs, what are you doing? Hi. What do you mean you're ready for your close-up, Mr. DeMille? No, it's not time yet. Get back in your chair. Y'all, I noticed, I didn't know the other day when I was live that the cat was sitting in that chair behind me the entire time, just like kind of upside down, taking a cat nap. Pretty soon he's going to have his own channel and merch line. How's everybody doing? Hey, Emmy. Good morning, y'all. I am full on committed, hardcore Barbie core today. Everything in front of me and on me is the pinkest pink you will ever find. You know what's hilarious? This lipstick, which I had on this morning in the animal print top. And for some reason, this shows up on camera as like a really dark burgundy. Just know about me, I don't ever wear dark burgundy lipstick. Even though it actually does work with my skin rather well and my eyes, I just don't care for it. I don't like the way it looks on me. And I brought a few show and tell items that I'm going to show while some of the kids are filing into class. This is the lipstick I'm wearing. This is Jeffree Star. Didn't we talk about this before? Pink. Oh, Pink Religion. And it is the pinkest pink that there is. I don't know why it shows up burgundy. I'm wearing a Yumi Kim pink silk maxi dress, which I can't wear like in a video because the cleavage plunges almost to, I'd say that's probably the third rib from the bottom. It's too much. When I went out to the kitchen to get all my coffee and whatnot, my husband and I meet up in the kitchen all the time during the day. And he looked at me and he said, well, somebody's views are going to go way up today. Listen, my husband, he is not that man who would ever tell me what I should not wear. I've got him very well trained. He knows that no matter what the question is, the answer is, dear, it looks great on you. Listen, he learned this a long time ago. If I say, do these jeans make my ass look fat? I don't care what it looks like. You say no. There's only so much truth I want in a marriage. So, and then I have this is like my Maleficent, there's a magic potion in here. I'm going to pour it in Betty's coffee and it's going to make her pretty and nice and well-dressed, well-spoken. It's going to give her 20 more IQ points. It's magic, but it's like Pandora's box. If I open up my watch with my magic potion in here and I use it, well, I'm going to be responsible for what's unleashed on the world. So I have to think on this very carefully before I decide if I'm going to do Betty a solid. Probably not. What else did I bring? Oh, look, by popular demand, for those of you who mentioned how much you like my What's New Pussycat coffee mug, by popular demand. And as you can see, it is filled to the top. And I have my lovely cat mug sitting on my hot pink flamingo cocktail napkins. When I say I commit, damn it, I commit. Like, don't doubt me. And last but not least, because I don't plan on stepping outside the door for, I think my husband's home all day working, so he'll probably take the dog out for me. until this evening. So because I don't plan on going outside unless my house happens to catch on fire and I need to exit the building, I thought, you know what? Since I'm all in this very like Barbie core pink moment today, this calls for the most divine scent. Also, not accidentally, in a lovely. Well, let's see. First, we have this is bond number 9. This is Central Park. I can never remember if it's South. Okay, this is Central Park South. This is body cream, and I don't know if you can see that. I bought this. This is signed by the owner of the company. Every once in a while, stores like Saks and Neiman's, they will actually bring in the designer. I've got some, well, actually, I don't have them anymore. I gifted them to someone, but I had a pair of Christian Louboutins that he signed on the bottom soles because he was in the heaven on earth that is also known as the Saks Fifth Avenue flagship store shoe salon. And yes, it does have its own zip code. And no, I'm not joking. That is where I got this. And it just so happened that the owner of this company was there and she was signing any products that you bought. So this is Central Park South. This is the cream. This, I am not kidding you when I tell you that, well, first off, do you know how many years I've had this? I'm going to say on the very low end, 6, probably more like 8. When I tell you that a dime size of this, you can use on your whole, like your arms and your chest. If you want it on your legs, you're going to need to use maybe a quarter. This will smell until you wash it off at the end of the day. I'm talking when you go wherever you go, it is guaranteed that someone's going to come up to you and say, what is that amazing that smell? What are you wearing? So this is enough on its own. Okay. But, because I'm always, why have one when you can have more? Oh, she signed this too. This is the perfume, Central Park South, bond number 9. When layered, it's pricey, but I tell you what, this I have also had the same amount of time. Let me see if I can hold that up to the light and see how much is in there. It looks to me like 75% of this is still here. I'm talking one squirt, and it's, oh God, that might have been an unfortunate choice and placement of words. Okay, so let's see. Let's say hello. I said hi to Fairy Dust, Emmy. Emmy, I've got one of your videos queued up. Oh, the one I jumped up on your panel yesterday. I think I'm just going to play it. Well, I don't even know if I'm going to play it. We're just going to get the visual. And I'm going to tell you something absolutely hilarious. My husband said, and before I forget, because I know I will, if someone would be so kind as to drop Menace to Sobriety's link in the chat, his latest video. I mean, I'm sorry. I bow down at the altar of Menace. He not only did he make my fabulous intro completely unsolicited and uncompensated for. So he is amazingly talented. He's got mad skills. And he has made many intros for many creators here. So please check out his latest video from this morning because as usual, it is brilliant. And Menace, if you hear this, I left you a comment and I want to add on to my intro. I would love it if you would make it a little longer for me. So, you know what? I do have your I thought about it and I have your email. So if I don't hear from you first, I will email you directly. Okay. Hi, Chris Cress. How you doing? Good morning, wine, crime, and mayhem. SoFlo Mama, how are you? Oh, wait, who's going to be big mad? MGL Superfan. She's about to be big mad. LMAO. I can't wait for her to find out it was little old Jersey. Ooh, what are we talking about? You might have to fill me in. Gina Diamond. Gina, would somebody also please put Gina's link in the chat when you have a moment? Gina, are you still planning on doing your stream today? Your anniversary stream? If so, put it in the chat what time it is, and I will give you a shameless plug. Oh God, Betty is trashing Tennessee. Betty is trash. What? Like what? I don't get it. What is she doing? Honest to God, we're gonna pull up her poolside live stream, and I'm gonna tell you what my husband said, because he is one of the funniest men alive. Okay, carrying on. TT the good Tiffany, good morning. Oh, Emmy, I hope they have been alerted. I do believe I saw yesterday that it has been brought to law enforcement's attention that bloated beached whale. Did that pool have any water left in it after Betty got in and did her like Esther Williams, synchronized swimming act? Hold, please. Hi, crazy nurse. How are you? Good morning. Happy Friday. Ooh, MGL super fan. Dad and stepmom. Oh my God. You live near some celebrity in-laws, MGL superfan? You're going to have to fill us in. Emmy, she's being completely inappropriate. Girl, it would be more notable if she actually was. That's her baseline. Like, her baseline is gross, tacky, moronic, inappropriate. Yeah, all that. Mm-hmm. Calling Tennessee poor. Let me tell you where that skank lives, okay? Not that I've driven down her street, but I know the general vicinity, and she's got no room to talk about anybody being poor, because she doesn't. Let's just say this. There's an old expression: there's the right side of the tracks and the wrong side of the tracks, and I'll let you figure out which side she lives on. Hey, Heather B. Beachy, happy Friday to you. I'm just reading the chats as I'm rolling down saying hello. Hey, voices, how are ya? Hi, True Texan, happy Friday. Oh, damn it. There it goes. Refreshing, refreshing, refreshing. Hi, Turtle. Hi, AMAC. Happy Friday. What the hell are they doing in Jersey? Oh, God, let me tell you something. I know that Teresa Giudice is not representative of all of New Jersey, but I think she's going to find that there's, some of her usual behavior. I don't think it's going to be as very acceptable where she's going. Ooh, and that's what I'm hoping for. Oh God, I would pay good money to see her get knocked the fuck out. I mean, I'm sorry. I hate to be so crass about it, but I mean, am I wrong? Would you not? Betty, girl, just think how much money you would make if you would do like a Jake Paul style. Maybe me and Betty should go in the ring. Yeah, no. I'll carry around the number around the ring. I'll volunteer to do that job. Of course, not in a bikini because we're not trying to, traumatize anyone. Hey, Julie, how are you? Oh, Emmy, I got over it, girl. Don't you worry. I'm not. How could I stay mad at you? Just a YouTuber. Yes, I'm full on Barbie core. I'm geriatric Barbie. Oh, hey, K Mash. You know what occurred to me? If Betty would just learn to laugh at herself and stop taking. Listen, Betty, you are the furthest thing from a serious person that exists on this earth. I have a whole island full of Boston ferns out in my backyard. They are more serious than you, okay? I like Betty, lighten the hell up. Laugh at yourself. Because let me tell you something. You know why Betty can't laugh at herself, amongst I'm sure many other reasons, but if you are a wildly insecure person, well, you tend to not be able to just make fun. Listen, nothing disarms people more. I've said this a million times. Nothing disarms people more who might otherwise think they're not going to be a fan of you based on whatever. Nothing disarms people more and makes them comfortable like self-deprecation. She won't know what that means, but I mean, she can look it up. Julie, oh yes, I did say hi to Julie. Hi, Zen. How are you? Oh, Zen. We might need your professional opinions in just a moment here. An assessment. I'm going to need, Your Honor, the petitioner calls to the stand a licensed professional cosmetologist. We're already going to stipulate to her credentials, and she's next on our witness list. Petitioner calls Zen 11 to the stand. Okay. Oh, SoFlo and oh my God, is it your birthday? Oh no, for a friend's birthday gift. Well, if you're torn between a couple things, just ask me and I'll weigh in. Hey, Christina Logan. Cloudy in Wales. You know what? It's kind of cloudy where I am now, which is, God almighty, that's much needed. Still hot as, hell's waiting room, but also known as Betty's living room. Oh, thank you, SoFlo. I appreciate that. Thank you, Julie. Runs with scissors. Oh, B. Tim, what is this I see? What do you think of one of Betty's defense that Queen should sue Dolly, MGL? Listen, that bitch should throw her mother under the bus. Betty has no loyalty to anyone. Not that I've ever seen. I mean, that's just my opinion based on what I've seen on YouTube. But I think that nobody should be suing anybody. And that bitch asked for it. She started this party, and now we're all here. So that old expression, be careful what you wish for because you might get it. And she wished for this lawsuit. And I have something written down in my little book that I want to talk to Queen Bee about. We kind of talked about it a little yesterday, but I just wish nobody was suing anybody. And I know that Queen Bee didn't start this shit. She's not a punk bitch. I mean, Betty's skin is second only to her hair in thinness and opacity. Betty, you'll need to look that one up too. Yeah, I'm going to throw a lot of the big words at her today. Betty and her, well, I think that would be better placed elsewhere in the program. But I just wish that I wish none of this had happened. None of this needed to happen. I am absolutely thrilled to death that Queen Bee is, listen, you can ask her. I've sent her more than one email telling her that, girl, I am rooting for you. And I am fingers crossed that you are going to be the one to take this bitch down. And I'll be there all the way. And I think many of us are going to. And I mean that in the form of this. And I I absolutely will do what I can for as long as it takes to help support what, because we all see what Betty's doing here. Betty has no fucking case. Betty doesn't give a shit about any defamation judgment. This was her typical bully move. And she uses the courts as her bully pulpit. And she started it. I hope Queen Bee finishes it. And we all see what she's doing. This is all a page out of her good buddy's playbook of, just abuse the process until the finances are no longer there and then capitulate. So she's a bitch. She's a punk bitch. Everything about her's a bitch. And she's an ugly bitch. And it's rare that you can be both in this life. Oh, yeah. And she's not exactly a Mensa. But we're going to get into all that. Don't you worry. Hi, Stereophonics Mom. How are you? Oh, me too. I just saw you were saying hello to Emmy and MGL, and I saw hi MGL, and I was like, oh my God, is she here? Oh. Hi, Okie Crime News. How are you? Jane says, happy Friday. Kathy clocked the house. Oh, here's a new one. Roses Are Red. That's a new name. Welcome. Dignity. Dignity for who? True Texan. Expand a little, please. Oh my God, did she really? I've got the documents. And listen, because I'm not Betty and I'm not a lawyer, on the very brief first glance I gave these, at least the two largest ones, the one that's 16 pages and the one that's the other, with all the case law sites, honestly, I'm not qualified to interpret that, which tells me that there is no way in hell that unassisted, she wrote that. That's my opinion based on the wonderful email communications between her and the lawyer. This woman doesn't understand what a paragraph is. I mean, the only thing she could have done to make herself look worse than her first offering was what she's done, which is use AI or, phone a friend, dial an ex-con, pop-up lawyer, pop-up law school, whatever she used to come up with all these pleadings. Because only an utter sycophant or fool, and Betty, for the benefit of you and, some of your peeps, sycophant is just a fancy word for what we now call a simp. There's nobody alive that has any thought process that would believe a change in everything, not just knowledge of the law. We're talking sentence structure, grammar, usage, punctuation, the words, all the things that comprise communicating properly and at a full literacy level. Nobody thinks that in the span of give or take 30 days, that she went from middle school skills to law school graduate skills. That's just my opinion. I don't believe it. And I'm not just basing that on the fact that I can't stand her ass. I mean, there's that too. But no, it's just only a fool would try and state to the contrary. It defies logic. Oh, like my cup, my kitty cat. Okay, well, I thought we were all the way there at the bottom, but we're 75%. Hey, Marcy. Happy Friday, Helen Highwater. Happy Friday. Oh, what's the numbers about? I see a 9, I see a 2. What brand is what? Oh, are you asking about the perfume? Or that's bond number 9 is the company. And Tim, have you ever gone by the bond number 9 store? I think they have a freestanding store in, not sure if it's the meatpacking district or where is that? At any rate, this company, bond number 9, what I didn't say, every scent is named after some place in New York, whether it's Central Park, there's Hudson Yards, there's Saks Fifth Avenue edition, you name it, every notable place in New York City and all the boroughs, it is a scent in the line. Oh, Mike Steven. Oh, hi, Mike. How are ya? Mike, long time no see. Do you miss me? Where you been, Mike? Oh, I haven't smelled that True Crime Dime. I'll have to check that out. Izzy Miyake. I haven't smelled that. Hey, Fit and Curvy. My taste in perfume runs to the very, very, very strong. I love Tom Ford. Oh God. I mean, Molly's ruined that for me, but Velvet Orchid, that's like one of my all-time favorites. I tell you guys all the time, if you're looking to land a man, go invest in a bottle of Velvet Orchid. Never is the time I've worn it out in public and not had some man ask me what I was wearing. Oh, True Crime Dime, we are absolutely, I love that one, and I am going to write that down. We're going to talk about my proposed merch line and True Crime Dime. Actually, True Crime Dime, if you would email that to me, I would love to. I like that. Hey, Daz Larson, how are you? Oh, you were hate watching Betty? Yeah. Oh God. I can't. Listen. I've had enough of that bitch for the past few days. I don't know how those of you like Emmy spend the amount of time around, like, she makes my blood pressure go up, and she like starts making my attitude get a little funky, kind of like her. Her ugly starts to rub off on me. All right. Oh yes, beats him. We're going to cover that. And I agree about yeah, it it I question the logic and reasoning skills of one who would petition the court for a telephonic hearing, because it would be, it would be overly burdensome and onerous for her to get her fat ass in her car or catch a Southwest flight and go to Illinois because she's financially disadvantaged or whatever that stupid bitch is saying. She's, God almighty, she's an idiot. Oh, Gina, that's awesome. Good for you. Hi, Peggy. How are you? Bella, enjoy your shopping and have a good, I tell you what, shopping is, it's good for what ails you, at least for me. MGL superfan, I'm reading your chats as I'm going down here. Zoot Zinzi Boots. Hello. Oh, the dancing manatee from Manatee County. Virgo away. Oh, true crime dime. I listen. Pot, meat, kettle, and a kettle and cast iron. Oh, although I guess we could say it's cast iron like her soul. Oh, Petunia pickle butt. Hey Sue, did I say hi to you? Oh God, I'm way behind. I'm just now seeing the geriatric Barbie. I'm Barbie's grandma. Just a YouTuber. You're right. I'm just throwing the funny. T Berry, how are you? Betty ought to try laughing. It's good for the soul. Be still. Hello. Striker Force for you. How are ya? Happy Friday. Ding. I don't know what that was. Okay. Oh, truth hurts. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Oh, oftentimes it very much hurts. Hi, Queen Bella. Hi, Brittany. Grandma Sherry, LG. Next to Red Live. Now, I haven't seen that name in a while. How are you? Oh, she's going to get a surprise. Do you want to share with the class? Or at least tell us when we should be watching? Hey, Brianna, how are you? Y'all, it's taking me so long because I'm looking at the names, Chat GPT. Oh, very likely. Very likely. Oh yeah, true Texan. I gotcha. Hi, lost mother of one. Don't worry, you're not late. I'm still getting through the pleasantries. I'm still taking attendance. True crime time. I thought the same thing, that at some point this weekend when I'm, doing other computer stuff, I thought maybe I would do that. Just like take a big old swath and copy and paste into Google and see what comes up. Because it's quite possible, if it wasn't AI, it's very possible that she could have just Googled defamation lawsuits and just taken some other case and their pleadings and just inserted all her own. What I'm quite confident, in my opinion, she did not listen. There is no way in hell. No way, no how. And the only way that we would ever be able to prove that, which is never going to happen, the only way you could prove it is tell her, okay, well, since you're, so go ahead live. Why don't you bang out a paragraph for us? Hi, TLC. Oh, it's JLR all over it. I'm sure a little bit of his DNA is in there. At the very least, in the form of legal advice. Hey, Grain, how are you? Menace, did you hear me talking to you? Listen, you must have missed it yesterday. I already dragged her for filth, and we had a very fine laugh over Betty calling herself the opposing counsel. Maybe the opposing counsel is part of the collective we that inhabits her gray matter. Oh, Menace, great minds think alike. I said the exact same thing yesterday. Oh, and I don't know if you heard me, but I would love to add on to, first of all, we dropped the link in the chat earlier on, your video of the Krama Purge. As usual, you got mad skills, mad game, and I loved it. I love all your videos. I do want to add on to my intro, and I absolutely will pay you for your time and skills. So will you email me whenever you have a chance? And we can talk about it. Basically, I'm giving you the, there's a couple things I might like to, hear or see, but other than that, and it doesn't need to be too long, but I think if it could be like, I mean, it doesn't need to be as long as Queen Bee's, but maybe like, I think a couple minutes would be awesome. Okay. Oh, SoFlo, I love Free People, but Free People is not, so much of their stuff is like very flowy, and little short people look best in tailored clothes. A lot of their tops, they're not for big boob girls either. A lot of the tops, I look like maternity, and they make them for very tall giraffe girls who are, I mean, I have 2 pair of Free People pants on my bed right now that I need to take and get about, when I tell you I need about a foot taken off the bottom. Oh, and the bond number 9, y'all. I saw MGL Superfan. If you purchase a scent, I think they still do this. Oh, number 1, they have a recycle program. So when your bottle's out, I save all mine because they're gorgeous and they're like art, so I don't give them back. But if you bring in an empty bottle and purchase another one, they give you a free purse atomizer. It's probably the size of your average Bic pen. And there's something else they do. Kind of like Mac gives you, what is it, 6 or 7 tubes. If you take 6 empty Mac tubes back to them, you get a free lipstick. At least they always have. I haven't bought Mac in a while, but Oh, Mike's talking shit on Lisa. Talk away, Mike. You know you miss me. Angel. Angel was one of my OG favorites. Poison from back in the day, and Lolita Lampica, which I did buy a bottle from one of those, perfume discount places. It's similar, but not like it was OG. No, wait a minute. Sofa King, you're telling me she's in Georgia today protesting? Couldn't find the police station in Chatham County with GPS. Doesn't it just have like a magnetic pull for her? Like, criminals walk this way. Former criminals, of course. Oh my God, you are joking, right? She's protesting in front of the library. The library should be protesting her. Like, ma'am, what are you doing here? We don't have anything for you here. This isn't for you. Well, actually, we do, but the chairs are really small and the tables are very low to the ground. But you're welcome to come in and play with the bead abacus and check out a book with some pictures in it. That the irony of her, even at a library, never mind protesting at a library. Wow. Okay. Oh, you know who else makes beautiful, like especially summer scents that are not real heavy? Hermes. They have Hi, Forgotten Whispers. How are you? You and I are on the exact same opposite sleep cycles. I'm a daytime girl and you're a night owl. But I'm glad we were able to meet up today. Oh, true crime. Stand by for that. I would love help with that. Hi, Denise. How are you? Hey, Deets. How you doing? Burberry Heart. I actually have an old Voluspa, the Voluspa candles, the tins. I had one that was so pretty. I didn't want to throw it out. It's this gorgeous purple print. And that thing is full of the little tiny vials of samples. I need to get into that because I know I've got Joe Malone is another line of lighter scents that I love. They have some that are heavier, but Virgo away, you have a chinchilla? Wow. Oh, they are so cute. My God, are they cute and soft? Do you know I almost did a really dumb thing, but I didn't. And that is this. Several years ago, we went to the fair, the Florida State Fair, because my husband loves the animals and like the 4-H stuff. And my husband's really into like horticulture and botany, all that stuff. So we went inside where they, the animals that had won ribbons, the smaller ones, not the horses and the cows and whatnot. But we were in that event hall, and somebody had the most gorgeous Angora rabbits. And you could stand in line and get a picture. You could hold it and get a picture. And it turned out that the breeder was, within several hours of me. And I was going to buy one because the lady said, I said, do they, like, can you train them to use a litter box? And she said, well, yeah, for some of their functions, but not all. They like to leave little like little chocolate chips. They're like a little chocolate chip factory. no litter box training for that. So then I thought, well, I mean, I have a nice screened-in lanai. I didn't do it, and one of the reasons, that was the main reason I did not do it, because it was going to have to live out on my patio and not be able to come in and hang out with me and the family, the other animals. So that was the main thing. But because I don't believe in getting an animal and then having to keep it in a cage segregated by itself. I just think that's cruel. So and the thing that, if that hadn't sealed the deal, because oh my god, you guys, it was so damn cute. But if that hadn't sealed the deal, they told me that it had to have a fan blowing on it 24/7 the entire time it would be in the cage. And I was just like, no. I was thinking of it like, oh, it'll be like a little cat with a big cat with nice long floppy ears. And of course, my husband's like, if honey, I guess if you really want one, get their card and we'll figure it out. And then my sister-in-law is like, yeah, I want one too. I'm very glad we decided not to do it, but they had chinchillas and other things there that were just adorable. Hi, Camry, how are you? Oh goodness, my gosh. I keep thinking I'm all right, y'all. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. True Texan, I saw that word that's got squad in it, and I was like, oh no. Hey, Glenda, how are you? Oh yes, lost mother of one. There's several of us here that have a doctorate in Betty. I'm somewhere between the master's and the PhD where she's concerned. Hi, Montana Jane. Notre Dame. Good morning. Okay. Been dreaming. How are you? All right, y'all. I'm going all the way to the bottom. Hey, Glory. I'm gonna just say hello, and we'll revisit any of the longer comments later, just so we're not here until tonight. All right, y'all. Oh, Menace, awesome. I absolutely, you have free reign. If you could work in a Christian Louboutin high heel somewhere in there, that's the only thing I'd really love to see. And if I need, like, I could send you a picture of, one of mine. You have complete artistic liberty. Have at it. Hey, Good Egg. Hey, Becca. Deets, I think you and I are in the same boat. I try and read the chat. Hey, Kia, as I'm going down and saying hello, but apparently I also am at least 10 minutes behind at all times. Oh, I'm working on it, you guys. Hey, Mama Bear, how are you? Jen, happy Friday. Oh, here's a new name. Lesbianas. Let's. Welcome. Hi, Law Nerd. All right, y'all. Mystery Murder Chic. Welcome. That's a new name. Hey, Kathy P. All right, I'm real quick going down to the bottom. And I'm so sorry. Anybody who's come in the interim, and I I did not say hello. I promise we will chat at some point here. Hey, Tia Marie, how are you? Hey, that girl. I was listening to you as I was putting my war paint on. Oh, it got kind of crazy because I had you on 1.75 and then you had yours on. It was like, I'm like, wow, now I know what it must sound like when I talk quickly. Okay, we are there. We are at the bottom of the list of attendance is taken, all present and accounted for. Okay. Oh God. Dang, I'm glad I saw that. I had a piece of my personalized stationery with my full name on it sitting here in my little notepad. Okay. Oh, y'all, I think that my my movie husband, Jason Momoa, I think we're separated. I, it's real. I'm really on the fence. It's looking like we're headed to divorce court because I think I've met a new movie husband. Who would that be, you ask? My husband's? We have an agreement. If Selma Hayek knocks on the door, he's out. For me, it's been Jason Momoa. If he knocks on the door, bye. But I think that Jason and I are divorcing, and I might become the new Mrs. Ross Poldark. Oh boy. Woo! You know, he is quite a fine looking man. And after binging 2 seasons in as many nights of Poldark, you know, we got to a certain shot where I was like, you know, my God, he is super fine, but I don't know if he plays for our team. I don't know, for some reason there was a couple shots where the camera angle and I just thought, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm his type. But he is mine. God, he is quite good looking. And I think he actually is Irish or something. My God, he looks Italian, but I only marry Italians. And you know, you're gonna have to figure out if that's me being funny or, well, no, you don't need to figure it out. It is me being funny, and it is true. All right. Hey, Cash. Real quickly, I was thinking, it's funny because quite a while ago, I had played around with the idea of a merch line. God, that sounds so douchey. And when I say merch line, I'm talking t-shirts. I mean, I could see a coffee mug, but other than that, that's kind of verboten. She's ruined coffee well, I mean, I don't use it as home decor, but and I thought about some cute little sayings, a couple things that I say. So I had thought of that a while ago. And I'm not talking a Teespring thing because I'm sure you all know that Teespring, that is not wholesale. That is retail pricing that then we're paying retail and then adding on, I guess you add on whatever you want to add on. I mean, that's why people make no money with those Teespring things. No, I have a wholesale license, and I usually, in the past, when I've bought shirts, American Apparel is who I used to buy them from. Their quality is decent. I don't like that brand. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I believe it's called Gildan. It's Gildan. I guarantee every person in this room has got one of those brand t-shirts in their drawer. I don't care for the cut of those. I don't care for the thickness of the cotton, etc. So I was talking yesterday about, and I am going to talk to Queen Bee, but I kind of thought a cool thing to do would be for me to, and I would love input from you guys. You can email me at crimesandfashion@gmail.com. And I just thought it would be kind of cool at some point in the future here to maybe come up with some kind of commemorative bull scorn Betty versus Queen Bee. Uh, some kind of a commemorative lawsuit t-shirt. And I would give all the pros. It would be priced so that I cover the cost of whatever it is. And it would be not much because, like I said, I have a wholesale license. And all of the proceeds would go to her defense fund. So I'm going to talk to her about that. I just think it would be kind of a fun thing to do. So if you got any good ideas about that, by all means, send them to me. And when I figure that out, we will talk more about it. Okay. Oh, and then the only other thing before we get right to bets is, are y'all interested in, somebody rolled up in here the other day and it was, well, I think they were being snarky. They wanted to know if I could tell them where to get discount Botox. And I was like, hell no, I can't tell you. I don't know, does this look like I use discount DIY Botox? I do not have bathtub filler in my face either. But it got me to thinking. I've said many times that I wanted to do like Lisa's favorite things. Oprah's got favorite things. Well, Lisa's got favorite things. And I do occasionally bring stuff in here for show and tell. But I do know a lot about injectables and Botox and, all that fun stuff. Products for, skincare, all of it, the whole nine. So, but I don't want to do that if you guys are like, listen, bitch, we don't want to hear you talk about that. We want to hear you wreck Betty. That's fine too. So, but I don't know. That was just something I thought maybe would be a fun idea. Something to wash the grossness out. Hi, Valerie T. How are you? Oh, you know what? They're not feathers. Those are seed beads. And I actually got those on Amazon and they're dirt cheap. I think they were like $13. And they come in, I want to say they had at least 40 different colors. They come in, designs. So yeah, actually, yeah, Deets. I actually, in all reality, I finally remembered the name. I prefer, not everybody does, but I personally prefer the generic form of Botox. It's called Dysport. It's only slightly cheaper. I just find that the Dysport works faster because when I go in, I've been going to the same place for years. And, some people want a different look for it. They know, freeze me. Facial expression is overrated. Who needs that? Who needs eyebrows? So but yeah, you don't ever want to go to just, no, I would never go to a strip mall medi spa or even in the malls. Some of them have med spas in there. I would not, but that's just me. And to me, your face is not someplace where you want to do DIY or cheap. Not, well, you know what I mean. You don't pinch pennies on your money maker. Okay. Now, should we first take a look at bets? Oh, Betty. So last night, let's find Emmy's video here. last night, oh, here we go. Last night I was, y'all, I am, number one, I'm old. Number two, I am a creature of habit. And if you're lucky enough to get to be an old broad like me, you will very much start to understand and identify with that statement. I just am like I basically do the same thing every day at the same times, barring appointments and whatnot. So, hey, blank screen, how are you? Um, and one of my husband's favorite expressions, and it's so very true. You have to work very hard to have a boring life. And we have a very boring life, and we both love it that way. So last night, I was in my bed reading a book. Oh, I'm reading a fabulous book. It's fiction, but it is based on the life story of Hedy Lamarr. She's an old screen goddess from her time was late 30s, well, mid to late 30s and into the 40s. She was a beautiful woman. Her story was very interesting. Not only was she gorgeous and a great actress, Hedy Lamarr was quite brilliant. She was married to a man who, despite being Jewish himself, and she was Jewish, Hedy Lamarr married a man who was in munitions manufacturing, and he supplied Hitler with a lot of. She was originally from Austria, and she escaped that marriage. He was very abusive. She came to the U.S. via ocean liner and Louis B. Mayer, the founder of MGM Studios. And Hedy Lamarr, in addition to being a gorgeous movie star, she was actually an inventor. I haven't gotten that far. I don't know what it is that she invented. I believe it's got something to do with the movie industry. But it's a great book. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it is called The Only Woman. It's either The Only Woman in the Room or The Most Beautiful Woman in the Room. I think it's called The Only Woman in the Room. So here I am in my jammies, minding my own business, reading, that would have been my time. Like, well, actually, 40s into mid 50s. Oh, I miss my time. Like, oh, I would love to roll up to the grocery store every day in a ball gown, wearing a beautiful hat and heels, and yeah, the whole nine. So I'm in my bed looking like, a troll under a bridge because all the war paint's come off and I'm in my pajamas. And I get a text that says, can you please come to my live now? I was like, okay. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I'm just useless at night. So many of you that do lives at night, I have to catch them on the replay. So I thought, well, dang, Emmy's never asked me to do an emergency meeting at. So I said, okay, I'll be right there. So I boogied on into my office, and she proceeded to burn my retinas right out of my eye. Ooh, I believe what I said upon seeing Betty in the pool was, damn you for this, Emmy. Damn you. So we're just going to pull it up. We're not going to listen to it because I've had enough listening to that bitch. So let's just take a look at Betty and all her glory. And as with most things where Betty is concerned, I am never sure whether I'm sorry, I'm distracted by something shiny in the chat. I'm never sure with her whether I should give her a gold star and a warm fuzzy because she's if I thought she had any self-confidence, that's what I'd do. I'd say, well, not my back, hers, since I don't want to touch her. Good for you, Betty, for not caring what all the haters out there have to say about what are quite obviously brass balls to appear on camera in your present state. And now I've appeared on camera sans makeup. I've done it twice. The second time I did it, it was because some dumbass in a chat told me that one time I want to see you without all your makeup and your clothes that make you. And that was the part that pissed me off. I was like, bitch, you don't know me. And I promise you, this is just gift wrap. Okay, that's all that is. So, I don't know, maybe a week later, I just rolled on into my office one Sunday morning in my mismatched. I was wearing like a J. Crew sweatshirt, some sweatpants that didn't match, although they were designer sweatpants, some flip-flops, and no makeup. And hair was, I think I had a pullback, but so if I thought Betty had self-confidence, which no, that's a fallacy from go, because everything I see her do is the exact opposite of someone who has confidence. So, but nonetheless, it still makes me go, well, damn, like, should I give her a gold star, or should I charge her with a felony punishable by death? I mean, and listen, I'm all for having enough confidence to appear as she did. And if she was a nice person, I would assure you, I would never say anything that I just said. But she's not a nice person. So, sorry. It's the Betty, it is what you give to us. And Mike Stevens, I know you miss me. And although I must admit, Betty definitely looks hotter than me in a bathing suit. So let's just take a look here. Oh, what is the title of Emmy's video? Bathing Beauty berates Tennessee. Oh, God almighty. Listen, y'all, Betty, Mike, please pass this message on to Betty for me. Listen, I don't expect anybody to be sitting in a swimming pool. Oh, thanks, Franz. How are you? I do not expect anyone to. I don't expect anyone who calls herself a professional anything to be live streaming from a swimming pool at some discount no-tell motel wherever she's staying. I don't know that. I'm just busting on her. But be that as it may, since your office is obviously in the pool, woo! No, it'd be more coming from down there. Are you trying to tell me to not be so mean right now? Okay, noted. I listen. That didn't have to look as I won't forget it anytime soon. Like, how about a hat? How about put a hat on? Let's just pull it up. Oh, I can't go full screen until we pull that up. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're gonna play just a minute of it, and then I'm gonna just give a few thoughts, and then we're going to move on into the documents. Okay, Betty, take it away, girl.
Tennessee.
I don't know. I may have to.
What I started seeing in my head was OG Snoop Dogg, California. Betty, my God. I mean, I'm going to get a cease and desist from Dusty Rhodes' family if I keep defiling his name with hers. But I mean, this is, well, let me give Dusty a break, because he was my favorite wrestler when I was in middle school. So how about Ric Flair meets Bobby the Brain Heenan? They're at the bar in the lobby of this hotel, which probably doesn't even have a bar. Although, well, never mind. And if this is kind of like if they fell into the blender and we just mixed them all up. This is what my husband said when I made him look at this morning. My husband is quite funny. And he first said, well, if she got her eyebrows done, she'd be hot. I said, yeah, okay. And then he said, it with, not being mean or funny or no, I mean, that's my job in the household. I fill that role. Well, he's got the funny, but he said, why does her hair look like that? He said, her hair is literally melting. He said, look how far back her hairline is. I said, you're telling me? I got a master's in this bitch. What? And when I tell you that my husband is quite familiar with Bullscorn Betty, in fact, the other day, this is how familiar he is with Bullscorn, despite the fact that he wants nothing to do with any of it. The other day in the kitchen, the dog was at his feet begging, and he looked down at the dog and said, Bob, you better knock it off, or you're going to have to go to Bullhorn Betty's house and she's going to babysit you. Oh, and of course I said, what the hell did that dog ever do to you? Oh, God. I have also never seen a female with this type of tan situation going on. I've seen women who play a lot of golf and wear little ankle socks, and they'll have funny tan lines on their legs, or maybe at your mid arm from your t-shirt. But this situation, this is a new one. Like I have not ever seen that. Do you think that happens when she's tragedy pimping across the world? And since she seems to be like a gremlin and sunlight is very bad for her, do you think like maybe while she's in her car doing her cross-country live rage streaming, Do you think that that's just maybe coming through the windshield and she's got some kind of, I don't know. But I would have preferred to see this bathing suit in black. My husband said that, yeah, I'm not, never, I'll leave that part out because even I'm not that mean, but it's wow, 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 and wow. Why does she do this? Why does she do this? What? How do you give so much ammunition to people who cannot stand you and will, whether it's right or it's wrong? Yes, I'm well aware I'm probably going to go to hell, but I'm planning on jumping over to the Reverend Feller later on, and I'm going to see if I can buy a blessing all straight to the pearly gates. Okay, so I got that worked out. Please do not worry about my eternal soul. Me and Tyler Feller, we got that taken care of. But why does she do this? Why does she give? She's such a hateful, awful, horrible, wretched person that I'm sorry, I can't pass this up. If she was a nice person, I would never say one word. Something I used to say a lot in the past, and I'm thinking might be one of our first merch slogans is, I talk shit about shitty people. But we'll make it say shiz with a Z. So it's friendly for, the family and the kids and whatnot. But yeah, I don't understand this. I don't understand why. It's one thing to be confident in yourself. That's appearing on camera, sans makeup, when you typically, wear a full beat every day. Only on YouTube, not in my real life. That's confidence. This is concerning. This is and if I thought that it was just, she had such a great self-image that she didn't care, but she doesn't. Come on. Not based on anything we've ever seen. So we'll just let her talk just for a minute, and then I'm sorry I've done this to all of you, but listen, much like Betty likes to spread her special brand of misery all over the country as she's tragedy pimping across the world. Emmy did it to me, and hurt people. So I'm getting ready to hurt your ears and your eyes. I'm sorry. And while we do this, I'm going to let it roll for just a minute, and I need to make a wardrobe adjustment, and I'll be right back. So enjoy.
Call one of my friends, see if he's busy tomorrow. If he's not, we may just have
He
to
said if it involves Betty,
cruise over there.
He's busy every day
20
for the
miles
next
away. It's
12
nothing.
years.
And I know which motel she's at.
Motel?
And Lisa texted back. She said, okay. So she should be coming in hopefully soon.
Okay.
Or anything. I just dropped a preview video out of some of the stuff that we did.
Thank you, Sinner. Arrested Development. I knew it wasn't the Fugees, but I had them, the only ones I could think of.
I didn't really, it had more music than really content because, it did show you what all we did, but all of those videos that were kind of merged together. Hey guys, it's nice to see you. All those people that were merged together, or all those videos that were merged together, that was just a preview of what we did.
What
Lisa
video
has
is she
arrived.
talking about?
What's that?
What video is she talking about?
The one that she's going to post of them searching, I guess.
Well, she said it's a lot of music in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll download them. I've got an editor that'll take that music out and we can still use them.
Yeah. So, Crimes and Fashion, thanks for showing up. I wanted you to see Betty in her bathing suit.
And her hair.
Sorry, don't hate me.
And
I do. I will never.
And the hair. Yes, the hair. The sun really does not do any favors in this situation.
No,
Could this be considered adult content due to her cleavage content?
definitely not. Anytime that you can see all the way through one's hair, straight to the horizon, that's never good. And I'm sorry I couldn't pass this opportunity up as I was in the bathroom tightening the straps on this dress so that I myself don't become adult content. I could not pass up the opportunity. I heard you say arrested development, and I was in there laughing to myself thinking, like when you were in school and you'd see a group of words like on a standardized test, and they'd say, which one of these words does not belong? And in the case of that statement, that would be development. Okay. Hey, Nonsense, how you doing? Nice to see you. Girl, I don't know if you got to see yesterday my live on the replay. I only say that because the other day when I was giving a few shout outs to people who very much were kind to me and shouted me out, I neglected to mention you in that list, and I'm so sorry. So yesterday I talked about that just for a moment. Damn it, you guys, I didn't get this right. I've still got one strap that's not cooperating. So we're going to let her go for another second, and I'll be right back. At least I think I'll.
I guess YouTube will let me know.
Oh, Amberly, I wish you were a little bit closer. She said she's 2 hours away, or she'd come get me and we'd go together.
Today we're going to, hey guys, nice to see you. I am literally cooling off. It was hot. I don't know how to explain it.
Guess
The
what,
good
Betty?
news is
It's
that
August. It's hot in Tennessee and humid. Get a clue.
But she's from Florida.
It's even worse down there, I would assume.
Yeah, like you'd think that she would be used to the heat. And here's the thing, she says she has to cool off. You're not in the pool. You're on the steps of the pool live streaming in the sun.
She's got her feet in the water, doesn't she?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm so hot.
Well, I don't know. It's good and bad news. It appears that we did find the location where Layla was at. We found where she was sleeping behind the hotel on the 26th. So we pinned it. We reached out to law enforcement just to let them know that we had found it if they hadn't. But other than that, that's really all. I can't even hardly see. The sun is so.
Yeah, so that's why you.
Sorry, I said we can no longer see either because you have burned the retinas right on out of our eyes. Okay, well, that was fun. Okay, flotation devices have been secured, I hope. All righty, moving on. Part Apache. Would that be the part that involves a hatchet? What part of a? Do you remember that old Clint Eastwood movie, Fort Apache, the Bronx? Pardonnez-moi. That was my mother. I just need to send a real quick text. Tell her I'll call her back in a little while. Okay, my apologies. All righty, so where did we leave off? I think what we're going to do in the interest of, I would like to get through this before I start receiving Social Security in about 10 years. Actually, a little south of 10 years. So we'll do We'll do the easy peasy lemon squeezies first. So, how about we'll do the request. We'll do the request for telephonic hearing. This one's real short. I wonder, should we do the restraining order or the whatever the hell they call them there? It used to always be called a TRO here in Florida, temporary restraining order. And then I know a lot of places call it a personal protective order or a temporary protective order or a permanent protective order. So, you know, take your pick. Oh, that is baby girl. I'm sorry. Well, Mystery Murder Chic, I'm going to try and get this done before you start receiving Social Security in 6 years. Okay. I can't make any promises, but I'm going to give it the old college try. All right. So should we do because these two go together. So how about we do the motion for the protective order first. And I do believe there's a link in here that I'm going to need to click on, but here's what I'm going to do. Let's see, how will I, okay. You're only going to, I have redacted the documents. You know, Benny, listen, at least 100 acres in the rainforest had to die for all of us on YouTube to print this bullshit. And I'm old school. I like paper. So, and we know Betty likes paper. So I am going to pull it up. Let me grab it's in my personal email. So what I'll do is I'm going to pull that up in the other window and we will go to I think I can do this. We'll go to that link. It should redirect me from the document. All right. Oh, this is such a pain in the ass. What's it called? Two-step verification. So I'm going to get that pulled up. And then I'm going to read the document. And there's only one. Give me 1 second here. Okay, there we go. Click yes. Well, I am clicking yes. Why don't I see the damn? It's telling me it wants me to, you know, when you sign in from a different device, and I rarely ever use what it's telling me to click on. It doesn't exist. I'm in the mail. The question. Oh, it's the damn, hold on. The notifications are turned off. We'll do it by text message. Okay, there we go. 770. There is a part of it you have to hear. No, I don't want to resolve any issues. The issues I want to resolve, Yahoo cannot help me with. All right. Where's that email? Y'all, I checked my email yesterday for the first time in I don't know how many days. I had 15, there it is. I had 1,500 emails. I was like, are you kidding me right now? And I got almost to the bottom. All right, let's see if this is the one I want. Oh, yes, here it is. Okay. All right, there is a link in here. All right. So I'm going to read. And then when we get to the place where there's that's called a hyperlink, I believe. I've got it pulled up in the other window, and I'm going to let you hear that. after I. Okay. All righty. Motion for protective order against Queen Bee comes now. Plaintiff Bullhorn Betty, pro se. Well, I don't think I believe that. I think she had a little help from her friends. Friends come in all forms and fashions. Files this motion for protective order against Queen Bee on the grounds stated as follows. Background. On or about June 21st, 2023, Bullhorn Betty served Queen Bee with a complaint alleging defamation, tortious interference with prospective economic advantage, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Deets, if you're still here, hey Earth, how are you? Deets, if you're still here, I actually have your video from a couple of Sundays ago that I think we're gonna play just a very, in fact, you know what? Let's do that right now, just for the kids who. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that one. Just for those, in case anybody, we needs a little refresher on. And Betty being Betty. Oh, here it is. Let's correct some misinformation. This isn't. Okay. So thank you so much to Deets for being so gracious and allowing all of us to use her fantastic content. Present. Share screen. I'm gonna do that. Okay. Yeah, we're not for too long. Just a couple of minutes. Let's revisit Rick and Bobby. I mean Betty. Bull scorn Betty with her friend, with or without benefits, Dolly Vision, as they terrorize a neighborhood in the lovely town of Savannah, Georgia. All right, just so everybody, I think it's important to see this animal in its natural habitat, being its natural self. Take it away, Bull Scorn.
Okay, let's start here. We're just gonna play a little bit here of, we'll bounce back and forth. This is when Aileen shows up. I'll grab you guys the link if you choose to go over there.
So nice to see you.
And they're still going to be live streamed from Bullhorn Betty. So party away, little girls, party away. Those are our signs, and they're in the.
They're taking the signs. This is later mentioned that Aileen's stealing the signs. No, you can't. I'll go back 5 seconds. You can see it's Billy Joe.
Betty, I mean, obviously, this is the least of the problems we got going on here. But this is fashion court, and the wash on those jeans is entirely too light, and I'm not a fan of. Well, Betty's got an ass like a plumber, so it's not like if we put her in a different cut rather than, and I promise you, those jeans, I know that lots of women love these. I myself detest stretch jeans. I don't mind like a no more than 2%. So like 98% cotton to 2% spandex. That's cool. That I'm good with that. And listen, I know that many women, the only kind of jeans they want to wear are what she is wearing, which is probably a 50-50 blend. I just don't care for them because while they stretch a lot, they also grow throughout the day as you wear them. And when you already have the physique, the ass end of a plumber, it just doesn't do it any favors by the wash that is too light and that unfortunate blend of total stretch. It does the opposite of what you want it to do. I get it. You want your jeans to be comfortable. You don't want to be digging things. It's funny because Betty's only got 2 speeds. She's either got this really like these tragic spandex. I mean, these almost to me look like, do you remember those? Oh my God, they were an awful infomercial many years ago, and it was called like pajama pants or something, pajama jeans, something like that, where they basically took a spandex pant and put a graphic on it that made it look like jeans. I get it, but it's doing the opposite of what she needs it to do. It's dragging like a baby's wet poopy diaper that needs to be changed.
Oh.
And I'm going to try.
Where are our signs? And they're in the public.
Jeggings, yeah.
Call the law. They're stealing our stuff.
Call the law.
They're stealing our stuff. Then get it back.
Can y'all hear it okay?
Stole our stuff.
Oh, she's not.
You're alone. You just stole our stuff all away. Nobody wants you here. They just stole it. I'm filing the plate. Yep. We just watched them steal. Somebody call the law.
Look at this bed.
Billy Joe, they can't seem to get away from criminal activity here. So go ahead, call the law. They're stealing the signs. They're stealing our signs.
She is rolling hard and deep. I mean, she is rolling dirty, coming at you with, I mean, is there an AR in the back of those pants? What's going on? I mean, she is full hot. Call the law. Bitch, I should call the law about your damn hair. Your hair is a felony. She is charging, storming the gates like Ferdinand the Bull.
And they're putting them in the vehicle and stealing them right now.
Stealing them.
CUP 2370. That is the truck. CUP 7320. They stole our product.
That spare tire that she's toting around there. No. I guarantee you the waistline of those jeans is trying to figure out how many inches below, if she had an actual waistline, but she does not. But if she did, that's many, many inches lower than the waistline should be.
Stole the signs out here for Baby Q. They just stole all the signs out here for Baby Q.
Did y'all notice that? I tell you what, I just can't. This is one of the things that was so vile about all this. I mean, besides her disgusting, cretin behavior, because she's like a cretin. She is a creature. To take that child. It's bad enough that these two got a major payday by all this horrific behavior, but they just took that baby's name and renamed him Baby Q, as if it's, I mean, it actually is less syllables to call him by his name, which is Quentin. Baby Q. I cannot tell you how disrespectful that is, and how I would feel if I was a friend of that family, of that baby, a family member, to have this skank standing out in front of my house screaming like some, I mean, she's a scumbag. She is trash. That's why the irony of her just verbally assaulting these people and everyone in that neighborhood with this barrage of foul insults, when, Betty, I got news for you. They live in a nicer house than you do. They live in a nicer street than you do. They drive nicer cars than you do. They have real jobs, unlike you. So, like, I don't know. To me, she is them, just not as successful. And notwithstanding what Leilani did or is accused of doing, because see, I'm not Betty. I'm not going to pronounce her guilty before she's even had a trial. That's not for me to do. So I just the utter disrespect that this skank showed that child. Forget about the family. I don't care. You can hate the family all you want. But the absolute utter disrespect of that baby laying in a landfill by her deciding she's going to rename him. And Betty, this is why people talk shit about you.
It's not, you know, his case and all that. It's not his fault, but what went down in Georgia was a lot for a lot of creators. I'd actually never clipped Dolly in a bad light before then. Kind of changed my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't, honestly. I never knew anything about Dolly until, you know, I knew when I was here before the Turtle Island game, whatever. But I have to tell you, up until he did what he did with Savage and wanting the family's information and her grandbaby's information, at least for me, had he not done that, I could have easily understood why so many people liked him. He can be very entertaining. He can be funny. But I remember when I was here before with my first channel, and this was long before anything happened with Savage. At least the things with her, you know, her grandbaby and the wanting information on them. I remember when I never really watched him, but I knew he was quite popular. And even me, as someone who didn't watch him, just seeing him on clips, I said, along with probably everybody else, that hitching his wagon to that skank was not going to be good for his channel. Because I mean, most people were of the opinion, and people who watched him a lot and knew, I didn't have the, you know, the scope of knowledge about him as many others did. But a lot of people said that this would be his undoing because his peeps probably were not going to be down with her. Nobody should be down with what she does. So I don't think we really need to, unless you guys want to. I don't know that we need to see much more of her. I mean, it's bad enough to have to talk about her. So, but I just wanted, before I, you know, get to the meat of this motion for a restraining order, I just wanted to make sure everybody, you know, don't lose sight of the fact of who this bitch is. And what you saw in Savannah, Georgia, that is who Betty is. And she's got a long history of incidents that prove that. So, and I honestly, I have not followed this Layla Santinella case, mainly because she's involved in it. And I'm not joking when I say that I have to, like, I don't plan on doing anything this weekend because I've got, you know, other things I need to do. But I also really need to I do not encounter people like this in my real life, and I don't want to. So I've been Betty's been way too involved in my days this last week. So, all right, so we're going to take that off the screen and we're going to continue. Let's see, stop screen. Okay. Bullhorn Betty has alleged, among other things, among other issues, that Queen Bee has complained and communicated with others through private chats, such as Discord, and other similar sites to elicit help with Queen Bee's campaign of harassment, cyber stalking, bullying, and intimidation. Oh, kind of like everything you were just doing in that video we watched, minus the cyber stalking because you were doing it in real life. Okay. To receive financial compensation to damage Bullhorn Betty personally, professionally. What is your profession besides tragedy pimp? What is your profession? Because I don't know. Let me read that again. Other similar sites to elicit help with Queen Bee's campaign of harassment, cyber stalking, bullying, and intimidation to receive financial compensation to damage Bullhorn Betty. So basically, the way I'm reading that, it sounds to me like she is alleging that Queen Bee was having private conversations off of YouTube, either on Discord or text or whatever, where she was offering financial compensation to others to partake in what Betty sees as her, all of it, harassment, bullying, intimidation. Is that, am I reading that correctly? Because that's what I got out of that. All right. Boy, you better have some receipts for that, Bets. Because that's a pretty big allegation. And financially, in an effort to remove Bullhorn Betty from the YouTube platform. She has no control over who gets removed from the YouTube platform. Hey, YouTube Duckery, how are you? Hey, Bee's Knees. Hey, Stargazer Mom. Oh, yes, I know she's a journalist. I am as well, and I'm getting my press pass right now to prove it. Stargazer, have you not seen my press pass? I'm a member of the well-dressed literate media credentials issued by Neiman's and Sachs. Yeah. Listen, if we get to trial, I'll be wearing this. No, not really. If I was Betty, I would, because I would think it was a big, pretty accessory. Betty loves a lanyard. Queen Bee learned of the pending action on or about June 30th, 2023. Queen Bee publicly threatened Bullhorn Betty on or about June 20th, 2023. Where is the proof? Because we're going to need receipts for that, okay? And I think that is what the link is going to take us to. Not. Argument. On or about June 21st, 2023, Queen Bee was served with Bullhorn Betty's complaint. However, Queen Bee learned of the court action on or about June 20th, 2023, upon another YouTuber live streaming known as Down the Rabbit Hole News, rabbit, close paren. If I'm not mistaken, Betty, and let's get this straight real quick here before we proceed. You're a dumbass, because if you had not, and I do believe it was Dolly Vision, was it not, that alerted the media, the YouTube Krama media. Was it not Dolly that was the first to, hey, have you heard the latest? I think Bullhorn Betty's suing. That's the way I remember it going down. Now, Rabbit may very well have done this, had, made this statement as well. But Betty, you do realize, do you not, that the only way anybody would have known about this in advance of being served would be if you, quite purposely, I would imagine, told your friend with or without benefits. And oh, just on a side note, Mrs. Dolly Vision, Miss PJ, I believe is her name. Girl, you must feel some type of way about that situation, because I don't know you, but I have seen you, and you are far more attractive and hopefully nicer than Betty. So, well, let's just say he definitely, you were definitely a come up from her. So, I'm not saying that they were friends with or without benefits. I don't know, but the only way anyone would have had any advance notice is if you yourself planted that seed. So let's get real here, okay? Rabbit and an acquaintance of Queen Bee. Although the hours-long live stream has been removed, placed in private status, members only status, or deleted altogether, kind of like you did, right? Even after being served with an evidence preservation demand. My goodness, so you would know a thing or two about all of that. And by the way, bitch, down the rabbit hole, nobody served her with an evidence preservation demand. She can do just as all the rest of us are free, except for you, of course, to delete private or members only status any of our content because we own it. Well, YouTube actually owns it. And, I don't know if you've gotten this memo yet, but the internet's forever. So I'm not sure what in the hell. I mean, she speaks about it like it's some kind of a conspiratorial type of thing. People do that every day for whatever reasons, as she has, despite being told not to. However, Rabbit posted a short YouTube video on June 18th, 2023, which alerted Queen Bee of the impending lawsuit. That the short video URL is, and then there's the hyperlink, which I'm assuming this one does work, unlike her last, 8,000 that she put in her original complaint. So, we don't need to watch that, but I'm going to go back to what I said before. And Betty, are you this dim-witted? Are you? Because but for you or someone in your camp, one of your confidants, friends with or without benefits, mods / minions, but for you or someone in your camp, one of your aide de camp. Nobody would have known until, hi, how are you? I'm here to mess up your day. You've been served. I mean, do you see what I'm saying here? So I mean, I don't know if it's because she's so damn dim that she can't like reason this out in her head, or she thinks that an attorney and a judge will not be able to make the connection that me, a stupid YouTuber, well, not really stupid, is making. I mean, it honestly makes you wonder. I don't know. It kind of makes some of her life a little more understandable for me, anyway. Okay. On or about June 20th, 2023, upon review, Queen Bee, learning of the lawsuit, reviewing Rabbit's copy and her commentary, Queen Bee immediately engaged in a YouTube live stream on her channel on YouTube, Queen Bee, with the URL of, and then there's the hyperlink. The title of this YouTube stream was, quote, Harmony Montgomery, Unsealed Court Docs, and Millionaires Lost at Sea in the Submarine, open panel, with a URL of, then another link. At the 10-minute and 33-second mark, Queen Bee is accusing Bullhorn Betty of messing with her channel. Okay, here's the link. This I am going to play. So stand by. Stand by, please. Okay, let's see what page are we on. I need to go to page 3 in the doc. Oh, wait, back to page 2, perhaps. Why isn't it taking me? Give me one sec. I'm going to pull it up in another tab. Okay, let's see if I can get it to work this way. Oh, damn it. Betty, could you get your shit together, please? All right. I am in the actual document. Are you telling me that none of this idiot did this again with links that don't work? I don't get this. I thought it worked earlier because I was able to, on my iPad, I was able to go right. I was able to go right to the link and it. Let me see if I do it as a download, if it. All right, let me try it this way. All right, if this doesn't work, then we're just gonna have to read it and not, oh no, this is gonna work. Okay. Hold on. Okay, nope, not that one. That's rabbits. Okay. I'm so sorry, you guys. Let's try this one. I think this is it. I think I cut a bus in half. I have to wait for the ad. Damn.
There's one simple hearing hack
What the hell is this? Oh, another ad.
anyone
Shit.
can use to improve their hearing almost overnight.
Okay. All right. 10 minutes and 35 seconds, I do believe, is what she said.
Hey, keep playing. Keep fucking playing.
Okay, this is it. Hold on.
Like, we're not
Actually,
even, we didn't even get past the intro, and they.
okay. Let me make this full screen. Oh no, I can't make it full screen yet. Shit. Son of a bitch. Is that the one that worked? No. I don't understand. Y'all, I can't get it to work. For some reason, I cannot get the links to work within pulling it up in another window. Oh, but you know what? I will just go right to, forget the link. I'll just use, let me go to Queen Bee's channel because this is important to hear it. Okay, so we'll go right to Queen Bee's. We'll pull up that video and I'll take it right to the timestamp and we can see what this bitch is talking about. What was it called? Something about submarine. Dated June 20th. Harmony. Okay. So let's go to lives. I'm in Queen Bee's channel. Y'all, I'm not sharing the screen yet. June 20th. There it is. Oh, and I've even got it queued up still. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to share this. Okay. What she says in her doc. Okay. So what I'm going to reference is the timestamp. Let's first read it up to the timestamp, and then I'm going to play it for you. At the 10-minute and 33-second mark, Queen Bee is accusing BHB of messing with her channel, which BHB contends is impossible for her to do. However, right after those comments, QB is heard making threats to BHB. Queen Bee is heard saying from about 10 minutes and 48-second mark, and then she quotes some dialogue. All right. And then she references more of the clip and she says, this ended right at the 12-minute mark. So rather than me read that, I'm going to play it for you. So she says in this restraining order motion, she says, she tells the court 10 minutes and 48 seconds is where it starts. We're queued up just a few seconds before that, and we're going to let it run. She says the 12-minute mark, but I think it actually needs to go a little further. So here we go. Why is this not playing? What the hell's going on?
Oh shit, we up to 1.9K likes now. They just keep going. Fuck it, let them keep going. Like I said, I got all the messages to YouTube anyways, so it ain't that big deal. It ain't that big of a deal to me. I don't really give a fuck. But I know my chat's still messed up, and I've been talking, like I messaged them or whatever, and they claim it's a glitch, but I mean, who really knows? I don't fucking know, but.
Okay, so I was actually in there when this happened. Most of you will not know what this is Queen Bee is talking about, except for dumbass Betty. Several months back, there was a lot of creators were having this issue where they would start a live and within, like a minute, it would show 1,800 likes. So that's what Queen Bee was talking about.
It's slightly irritating, but it's all good. So roll up and smoke them if you got them. Okay, I had to switch over to the lap tizzy here because we got to pull some shit. Okay, look, they said millionaires, billionaires. I don't fucking know. Oh, hold on, baby. Let's do this first. Just to confirm I'm not lying about being disabled. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, because I seen that the paperwork you sent me, and yeah, it definitely looks legit to me. So tell me why, Bridget. Tell me why I thought you came in here under brigade. You know them big words. She got to feel like she's smart using them big words. Yes, Lotus Flower, I am going to read the affidavit. Yes, I am. that's what I was going to tell you guys. For the Harmony Montgomery, I am going to go over that paperwork. If you're uncomfortable or you don't want to hear it, I understand. I get it.
And of course, Betty's got her timestamps all wrong. She says it ends, the dialogue that you're going to hear in a minute that she's referencing, she says it ends at the 12-minute mark. Well, I'm at 14:05 and it hasn't even started yet, idiot.
You know what I mean? Totally understand. Yeah, I know. I'm saying I know, Bridget, but in that paperwork, there's a word that she put in there called, brigading, and I thought you was coming in here because sometimes we like to fuck around, and my people know I like to laugh and shit, and so they come in here under different names and shit, So I just thought that's what you were doing. I guess I read it wrong, like I read it too fast. You know what I mean? And I thought it said brigade instead of Bridget. And I'm like, oh hell! So I was gonna start cracking up. Basically, we're just talking shit. You know what I mean? Because some people are gonna be laughed out of the fucking courtroom before I even have to even go. So, no, I know it's really you. Okay, never mind. You're not getting it, but that's okay. It's all right. I know it's really you. So anyhow, what do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about this submarine going missing? What do y'all think about that?
What the hell?
I'll tell you right now, I don't think I'd ever get in one.
I might have to apologize to Betty on this one. I might have gone, wait a minute.
Seconds. Yo, what's happening? What's happening? I see they're already fucking with my likes again. Here we go. We got 1.8K and ain't even got through the intro yet. All Miss Entanglement over there buying views for my channel again for her suit. I'm fucking done. You guys, I am fucking done. Okay, I had to say that because we didn't even get past the intro and they already started fucking with my channel again. Yes, Law Nerd, we popping. 10 minutes in, we got 1.8K in the chat or in the like. Sorry. How stupid can you fucking be? You're in an active lawsuit and you're fucking with my shit. Okay, go ahead, keep playing. Keep fucking playing.
Okay, Betty. I was trying to.
Well, first of all, I'm not little. I'm a big bitch. So.
Okay, well, you heard the beginning. Betty had the timestamp wrong, but this right here, as soon as I push the button, you're gonna hear. Betty says it goes to about the 12-minute mark, but I know where it ends. I don't think she's got the timestamp right, but this is the first thing she alleges in this motion for protective order.
You got me fucked up there. I'm definitely not little. You'll see, though, when we meet up in court. You'll see. I'm probably 2, maybe 3 times your size, mama. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big bitch.
I'm looking at
Ain't nothing nice.
And Betty puts quotes. She did not put an ellipsis where she should have. She left out the part where Queen Bee says, "You'll see when we meet up in court." Betty, that's not very professional.
But that's okay. Like I said, we'll come face to face. We popping, y'all.
Doesn't say
we
that.
Popping. We got them 1.8K likes.
Betty left all that out.
Hell yeah, good Nunya. I'm a big bitch. Shit, I'm not no fucking shit. I ain't no size 2. I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm a size 2, but you know what I'm saying? Really, I'm like a size fucking 16. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. I really do not. Shit, that's why I was like, you guys got me fucked up. Oh, Gina, I just got your email. I just got it. And what did you want me to say? Here, let me pin the link because I wasn't sure if you just wanted me to tell people I seen it or
okay. I think that's,
what was. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we got that for the first part. And Betty, let me school you on something here, Miss. I'm a journalist. I'm this. I'm that. Betty, when you are attributing direct quotations, hey Remy, how are you? When you are attributing direct quotations to someone, it is entirely permissible to leave out portions of the dialogue if you use an ellipsis, because that indicates that you are from the point where the ellipsis begins to the point where the ellipsis ends and you start the next word. That indicates that there is dialogue as part of the direct quote that is being left out because it's not pertinent to what you're doing. So you left out several sentences of what was said, and then here's where she does put an ellipsis and it's wrong. My God, she is so damn dumb. So no ellipsis at all, where she completely leaves out in this quote that she's got bolded and in quotation marks, and she leaves out at least two sentences, no ellipsis, and then she says, I'm not little, I'm a big bitch. So ellipsis. Got me fucked up there. God, you are a moron. You need to go back to probably middle school English. I mean, you ought to be embarrassed. I mean, for any number of reasons, but to be playing, I mean, trust me, all the real legal professionals, they know you're an idiot. And YouTube knows. But to want to play, I'm a professional, this, that, and the other. Well, you need to become not a professional because you already have enough jobs. But you should at least want to meet proficient in the English language. Please and thank you. Okay, so after that section of dialogue that she quotes incorrectly, the next, oh my goodness, somebody has met a paragraph. Well, that's interesting. She didn't know what a paragraph was in any of her previous written communications, but all of a sudden she's met a paragraph. My gosh, could that be I wonder if this was just copied from somewhere else. It is Bullhorn Betty's belief that Queen Bee would/will assault Bullhorn Betty if she shows up to court in Illinois. Well, Betty, haven't you assaulted a few people yourself? So here's what I'm going to say. At least Queen Bee will be wearing pants. We know that. Or, a dress, something. She'll have something on the bottom portion of her torso, unlike you. And Betty, I have never seen a courtroom that did not. Well, hell, I think even Night Court from back in the 80s with Marky Post. I think even they had what was his name? The very large bailiff, the bald guy. All courtrooms have. I think that if the court officers can secure, your average serial killer, rapists, murderers of every, assaulters, drunks, drugs, I think if they can manage to keep the litigants, all the courtroom staff. I mean, I watched Ethan Crumbly's very days-long hearing to consider whether he would be deemed, whether he was eligible to be held he already pled guilty, whether they could sentence him to life without parole based on his age. And it's called I believe it's called a Williams hearing. And you know what? If they were able to keep all the courtroom safe from the school shooter, serial killer, sitting at the table, who, by the way, his hair only looks slightly, well, he's got more of his hair. Yours, well, I was going to say that, yours wasn't as greasy as his, but that's because you don't have any, I don't think your hair could get greasy because it's dead and it doesn't produce oil, I wouldn't think. But yeah, I think if we can protect all of the courthouse from serial killers, I think they can protect you. It's too bad they can't protect you from yourself and this folly. But be that as it may, I don't think you need to worry about Queen Bee, much as she'd probably like to. I don't think you need to worry about her lunging over the table and, taking you out. Okay. It is BHB's belief that Queen Bee will assault Bullhorn Betty if she shows up in court in Illinois. Moreover, several of Queen Bee's audience members indicated they wanted to be at court for the shit show. I'm not only going to be there for the shit show, I am going to be wearing my press pass from the well-dressed Literate media, and I will be doing live reporting from the courthouse steps. Do you think, my goodness, do you think that we're going to have to work on a lottery system like with the Casey Anthony case? Do you think I need to get there? Do I need to camp out on the sidewalk to get a seat in the courtroom? I wonder, should I call ahead and ask the clerk? That's something to consider. Yes, I'm already planning my wardrobe. Be there for the shit show and is actively encouraging audience members to attend the court hearings and to turn the court proceedings into a circus and another production for Queen Bee's YouTube channel. Well, Betty, isn't that what you do? Your whole life is just a three-ring circus. What? I mean, you regularly live stream things that people with sense and good taste would never even consider doing. So I fail to see how anything that would go on in a courtroom could be more of a circus than your daily life. So, and aren't you like shopping around a reality series? So we could just call this Tripping with the Tragedy Pimps. Tripping the Light Fantastic with the tragically I'm trying to think of a good T word that means the tragically toxic, tawdry, terrible tragedy pimps. I'm such a fan of alliteration. Are you? What do you mean you don't know what alliteration is? Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I said it. Oh no, Betty, I'm sorry. I said I was going to use the big words. This is Big Word Friday. Not to be confused with Big Ass Thursday, which is you in the pool. Okay, moving on. It is Betty, our Batista Betty, I don't know how it works in your communist dictatorship, but here in the United States, the court, that document you love so much that you just, you're a constitutionalist. We the people, Betty, we the people fund this shit show. Well, probably not you. You get checks, supposedly, that I send checks. You may or may not receive checks from, Uncle Sam. And as such, well, I'm not a taxpayer in Illinois, but, my goodness, I think that I've paid enough tax that even people who've never paid tax, well, we all have access to the court system as long as we can listen to the directions and, crisscross applesauce. No talking. Otherwise, quiet in the courtroom. Order in the courts. This is your one and only warning. You will be held in civil contempt and spend the night in our lovely holding cell that is probably more luxurious than the hotel Betty's staying in. Okay. I mean, for me personally, I mean, I don't have to stay at the Four Seasons. I would prefer to stay there, but I very much listen. I very much. There's some things that I can do without. Valet parking, I can do without. Hell, room service, I can do without. But I don't think I'm going to run into you in the hotel bar. At least I hope not. The lobby bar, yes. I mean, I'm not much of a drinker, but I would at least like a pantry in the lobby where, you know, if I need a midnight bag of Famous Amos cookies, I can go run down and get. Okay, I bring my own Fruity Pebbles because they rarely, you know, even when you go to one of those places where you get free breakfast, they very rarely serve Fruity Pebbles. I don't know why. Usually it's Cheerios and Corn Flakes, maybe, well, usually Fruit Loops. Okay. Oh, Fruit Loops. Oh, I didn't even try to do that. This is tantamount to an act of intimidation and or witness tampering. Is it also in keeping with your tea theme and my tea theme? Is this also going to be tantamount to treason, punishable by death, hanging? I mean, Betty, this is one of the many reasons people hate your guts, because you are an absolute hypocrite. I don't know if you're just so dim that you can't make these connections up here. Or, I mean, clearly you don't have the sense God gave my elderly Bijan. I just, how does a woman who has multiple performances where she is quite literally terrorizing neighborhoods, and she wants to waste the court's time with some bullshit about, just listen, Betty, I understand that in your world, you don't, much like your lack of any personal style or taste, you clearly seem to be living in another era. It's painfully obvious that you do not, you don't get the vernacular of YouTube, at least, or social media, which is interesting for one who is so prolific on all the socials. Like, we're popping. What did you think that referred to? Friday night with the Bloods and the Crips, like cruising Compton? What did you think that meant? And I honestly, I think she is so stunted in so many ways that maybe some like that kind of stuff, I think she really, now please don't take that from me saying that I really think any of this shit she believes. I do not at all. But I could believe that she didn't understand what let's get poppin', what that meant. I mean, God. Oh, YouTube Dockery, I am powered by Fruity Pebbles and coffee. It's pretty much all I exist on, which is so bad. Okay. Witness tampering. And I'll tell you what, all kidding aside, a judge is not going to appreciate having their time wasted with bullshit like this, because the judge does have to read this shit, and it's just absurd. And Betty, the people on YouTube who are warm and can fog up a mirror, we all see you for the ass clown that you are. Do you really think you, honey, you and we and all them, you guys can call yourself the co-counsel? Yeah, you're, like OJ had the dream team. What are you? The trauma team? The tragedy pimp? I'll come up with something. But it is so painfully obvious what you are doing here. And it's not gonna work, Betty. It will not fly. And I just hope to God that whatever judge, and sir, Your Honor, I apologize ahead of time. I mean, and yeah, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it real soon. And yep, except unlike all of us, you actually have one of those. I would so very much appreciate it if, you could solve our YouTube problem. Something else occurred to me. I don't even know if this judge, see, I've never had to do any of this, so I don't know, but I always think of a restraining order situation. Isn't that usually in criminal court? Because it involves, criminal things. I'm not sure on. Actually, that was something I wanted to look up before I came in here and I completely forgot. God, I'm starting to melt. The sun's coming out. Queen Bee has recently put action behind those threats on Queen Bee's YouTube channel as recently as August 12, 2023, with the URL of, I'm not going through what I just had to go through. I'll just read it because I had to pull that up. Oh, actually, if it's the same, I don't think it is the same URL. Oh, this is about the cricket. Okay. Damn it, she doesn't give the title of the show because I would have. I don't think it's the same one. Doesn't look like it. Queen Bee is her telling her audience, starting at 16-minute and 51-second mark, quote, I ordered the cricket a while back. For any of you not familiar, the cricket that's that machine. It kind of looks like an old school dot matrix printer, a little smaller. And it cuts vinyl. You can do, decals, lettering, etc. I don't know that much about it, but I have a feeling I'm going to learn a lot about it because that might be what I need to get to do my merch. My commemorative Queen Bee versus Bullhorn Betty t-shirt. Okay, moving on. I ordered the cricket a while back. It's been sitting in the box because when I ordered my press, just what it sounds like, a heat press, because you've got to have a way to, put it on, put the vinyl lettering or vinyl whatever it is onto whatever you're applying it to. When I ordered my press, I had to actually stop and not order the press because I was hit with a frivolous lawsuit and I needed to make sure I had all the money that I needed to get an attorney to make sure we had enough to countersue as well. So I have been pinching pennies and trying to make sure that I don't spend anything extra. And Betty, you wretched, soulless skank, she has got children to take care of on her own. And your bullshit is taking away from those children, you piece of shit. Why? I finally had the money to get it, and it just came today. So I'm tickled effing pink, you guys. We are going to effing open the cricket and the press, and then the moron in paren puts Chuckles. Isn't Chuckles a clown, much like yourself? Chuckles. Like, oh my God, she is such an idiot. Close paren. We're going to get to town later. I'll probably do it. And now this is starting at and the moron just, this is how she spells it. U-M. Hey, idiot. It's U-H-M, by the way. Now, this is bolded and underlined. I'll probably do it in Discord or something because I am not going to do a live stream on it, but I think it'll be fun to get it together so that we have all of our shirts made and stuff for the first hearing. End quote, end bold, end underlined. And laughs and say, quote, you know, end quote, ending at the 17-minute and 39-second mark. Yeah, so what? Miss, I'm a constitutionalist. I'm a legal expert. Do you think it is against the law for anyone to make t-shirts, much like your very ill-advised semi fashion show you did the other day from your car, where you did one of these? Now, see, if you had those, well, then I might be able to see, doing one of those. But no, all you had was a shoddy looking black t-shirt that I could see your white bra through, and a very unfortunate spare tire situation going on. So much like you have a merch line that I don't know who in the hell, except maybe all those poor people in Hawaii who have lost everything they own. Well, maybe they would like to wear one of your t-shirts, but that, short of that type of situation, I don't know who would willingly want to wear a t-shirt that looks threadbare with some like busted up bitch hole blowhard skank who thinks that she's some type of ghetto celebrity. You are not. You are not famous, not worldwide, not continental wide, not county-wide, not city-wide. You are infamous at best and only in the local municipalities. Okay, so there you go, Betty. So there is nothing illegal about a group of people designing a t-shirt and all of those people getting together and wearing matching t-shirts to go to a trial, a public trial that their tax dollars are funding. What don't you understand about that? Do you know what a damn fool you look like? And if I was a judge, let me tell you something. Not only would I motion denied with prejudice, ma'am, I would give you one hell of a shaming for wasting the court's valuable time with this pile of bullshit. Betty, let me tell you something. Apparently, your lack of class, manners, sense, shame, pride, and the absolute willingness and what frankly looks like delight at making a complete jackass out of yourself to get your way. Apparently that has worked quite well for you. But you are now playing with real professionals and real educated people. And it is so apparent how woefully inadequate your skills are, regardless of whatever you may have copied and pasted, hired a jailhouse lawyer to do, met, GP chat, whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, that. Oh God, Running Bear, I'm so sorry. Apologies to the dog. Oh, and Glow, her cat's looking. That's my Tibetan songbowl. It's supposed to get us ready for namaste vibes. Namaste right here and keep on wrecking her ass. Okay. Due to the number of violent offenses Queen Bee has been convicted of. Well, Betty, I don't know about that because I wouldn't waste 2 seconds of my life to go and look. And have you yourself not been? Now, I don't know if she's been convicted, but where there's smoke, there's fire, girl. And I can tell you that in a perfect world, in your little whatever you got going on up there, I'm sure that you can sit back and go, well, just because I've been arrested 87 times for different things, I've never been convicted. And in your world, and yes, you are, that is factually correct. Just because you are arrested for something does not mean you are convicted. However, this is the real world, and where there's smoke, there's fire. And Queen Bee's lawyer, he's got the matchbook. And you have nothing. Due to, the violent offenses. And the number of protective orders that have been issued against Queen Bee that were extended multiple times, Bullhorn Betty is now concerned for her safety. Well, then why don't you sit down and shut the hell up? I mean, what? For one who's so concerned about her safety, why are you always out picking fights with everybody? I mean, Betty, I've never been in a fight in my life. I've never been sued. I've never sued anyone. It like, you love this because it's all you got. You are an angry, hateful, vindictive, spiteful, middle-aged old hag who has nothing else besides, I mean, Betty, all those things I just rattled off, those are not jobs. But if they were, well, you'd be the CEO. Bullhorn Betty takes this threat very, very seriously. Hey, that's redundant. You don't need to use very, very. And you did, but you should have put a comma between the two verys, moron. Very, very seriously. And this is not the first time Bullhorn Betty has been threatened by Queen Bee. Although Bull says the woman sitting on her bed, telling all the world, you threaten my safety? You put me in fear of my safety? I'm not asking questions. I am armed. I have my gun on me at all the time. And then tells us what a good shot you are. Yeah, something tells me that's probably bullshit. Are you serious right now? And do you not think that Queen Bee's lawyer is coming up with his own URLs? Oh, yeah, you can be sure he is. Oh, this bears, hold on, I'm going back one sentence. Bullhorn Betty takes this threat very, very seriously. And this is not the first time that Bullhorn Betty has been threatened by Queen Bee. Although Bullhorn Betty cannot figure out or find the other live streams Queen Bee has threatened her on, then bitch, sit down and shut up. Proof. What do we say here? Receipts or it doesn't happen. What? Are you 12? Are you? Are you a 12-year-old? Judge, Your Honor, I can't find them, but I swear she did. Oh, okay, Bullhorn Betty. Well, since it's you and you are known for your veracity, motion granted. I mean, how dumb are you? I cannot even fathom putting a sentence like that into what should be a serious matter. You are supposedly so afraid for your personal safety. Well, you don't have anything else to do. So why don't you get your one of your 87 devices that have been bought for you since you started live streaming and or assign it to one of your minions. Tell them to find it if it's there. Oh, Grain, I think you give her too much credit. She is mentally stunted from about 16 years of age. I'm thinking more like 13. Yeah, and I don't think her literacy skills are in line with her emotional age, whatever that might be. Bullhorn Betty understands that she may be required to attend future hearings and or trial and fears for her safety. Well, aren't you packing heat? I mean, you can't bring it in the courtroom, but don't worry, there'll be lots of lovely people in there packing heat. Take that off your plate. Oh. Queen Bee clearly does not have an issue with carrying out an assault, as she has been convicted of the same in this court, which can be found at URL blah, blah, blah. And it causes great concern to Bullhorn Betty and her personal safety. Well, if the judge isn't scared, then you need to just sit down and shut the hell up. And Betty, there is a thing in the law concerning prior bad acts. I believe that is what they call, for some reason, 501c3 came to my head. It's definitely not that. What is that? It might come to me, but it doesn't matter because I'm not going to sit and interpret it like a judge will or a lawyer. Your opposing counsel, Betty, the one who's really got an education, unlike me. But prior bad acts are only admissible under certain circumstances. So there is that. Okay, Crazy Nurse. Yeah, Crazy Nurse, do you remember what the number of that is? It's only in very limited and typically it takes a hearing just to decide which and how many and how far back prior bad acts have to go. And I know that it's very narrow in scope and it must be, I'm not even going to venture to guess to say in the law, when this moron is running around copy and pasting all this case law citing that she's doing in these documents. Well, when you cite prior cases, there's different terminology that goes with that. But typically you want to cite, the gold standard is you want to cite something that is called on point, meaning almost all the fact pattern is the same. So prior bad acts, I know it's got to be heard in a hearing, and it's got to be not on point. That's wouldn't be what they call it, but same idea. So what is the prior bad acts statute? I swear it's a number. Hold on, now I gotta look because it's making me crazy. Timu, you need to leave me alone. I'm gonna have to file a damn protective order against Timu. Okay, prior bad acts evidence. 5013 404B 404B Federal Rule of Evidence 404B provides that prior act evidence is not admissible to prove the character of a person in order to show action in conformity therewith. So, Betty, I figured this out on the fly using my friend Google. But you, who had time to file 6 motions, couldn't figure that out? You are an absolute joke. Evidence of prior bad acts usually cannot be admitted at trial to show the defendant's propensity to commit crimes similar to the offense in question. Betty, you can find that at www.lexipol.com. Understanding 404B, prior bad acts evidence rule. You're an idiot. Conclusion. Thank you, God. Due to the reasons set forth herein, it is necessary for a protective order to be granted to protect the safety of BHB as she litigates this case. Bitch, you aren't litigating a case. You're going to get the smackdown every time you file some pile of shit. You're not, Betty, you are not in league with the real legal professionals, okay? You're just a clown who is a bully and is using the courtroom as your bully pulpit against the mean people who talk about you. Well, maybe if you weren't, maybe if you didn't behave the way you do, people wouldn't feel the need to speak truth about you. Why don't you just do your little cooking videos and tell people how to, cook meat that's probably got E. coli? There's an ass for every seat, Betty. I'm sure you can find one. But this isn't your jam, Betty. Bullhorn Betty does not appear to, Queen Bee does not appear to be taking these proceedings seriously. Really? Well, there's only one party here that's had to drop about $10,000 to secure an attorney. So what do you call that? You are the only one who's not taking it seriously. And you started this party, so welcome to it. Queen Bee does not appear to be taking these proceedings seriously, has threatened Bullhorn Betty, except Bullhorn Betty, I can't find it, but I swear she has. She's threatened me with a cricket machine. She's threatened me with some middle-aged women with matching t-shirts. The beehive, the hive. Betty, just remember, with the hive, all the little worker bees, they protect the queen. That's what they do. That's their job. The queen's the one you need to worry about, not all the worker bees. They just do the heavy lifting. you know, they build the hive, they make the honey, they're busy. Unlike you. And unlike you, they seem to accomplish, they seem to be quite accomplished. Has threatened Bullhorn Betty publicly and has put those threats into action behind those threats. What the fuck does that mean? Come again? How about English this time? Queen Bee does not appear to be taking these proceedings seriously, has threatened Bullhorn Betty publicly, and has put those threats into action behind those threats. What does that mean? Where did she put those threats into action behind those threats? I don't even understand what you are trying to say, but I know that she has not put any threats into action. What are you talking about? God. And for the last one we're going to talk about today, the request for telephonic virtual hearings, which, you know, I said earlier when I talked about this that, you know, it was my opinion that, especially in the very beginning here, because she is pro se and all real legal professionals working in the courtroom and just in the clerks in general absolutely detest working with pro se litigants because they don't know what they're doing. And it makes the process more onerous on them because there's only going to be one in the room who doesn't know what the hell they're doing, thereby causing everything to take longer because judges, they just do it. They, even though a pro se litigant is held to the exact same standard as the attorney. I mean, Betty, girl, this is what you wanted. You want a plain lawyer. So here you go. Enjoy it. But despite all that, I had said before this, for the latest document dump, I had said that it was my belief, based on what I had seen at the time, that she absolutely was going to ask to appear at anything she can via Zoom or however they do it. And I also said it was my opinion that that absolutely would be granted, especially in the beginning. Before I saw this, I felt like her lawyer, Queen Bee's lawyer, is going to know that it's, while this is an adversarial system of law that we live under in the, well, in all realms, civil and criminal, but despite all that, despite the fact that she's going to be held to the same standards as the attorneys, the judge would not look favorably on immediately out of the gate Queen Bee's lawyer coming in and saying, nope, I want her here in Michigan. Or Michigan. Yeah, please send that bitch to Michigan. You know who I wish like hell? You know who I wish would take an interest in Betty? Nicolina. Hey, Nicolina. Girl, ooh, you know, I think you could do some fine work here with Betty. Just a suggestion. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's who Betty needs to meet. Ooh. Yeah, oh, gosh, that would be my dream mashup. I would love to see that. But I felt like Queen Bee's lawyer would not want to insist in the very first hearing. That, trust me, it's going to take twice the time to get to it than it would if you were dealing with two professionals who knew what the hell they were doing, rather than one professional who knows exactly what he's doing and one angry, bitter beauty school dropout, legal DIY self-proclaimed legal professional who doesn't even seem to have mastered middle school literacy skills. Okay. And that is my opinion based on everything I've seen from her, the way she speaks, the way she writes, etc., the way she conducts herself. And that may still hold true. You bet your ass, Queen Bee's lawyer, there is going to come a point where he's absolutely going to insist that she appear in person. I don't know when that is, but after seeing this, and this is very short and sweet, and I'm going to read it. I have changed my mind. To me, it's 50-50 toss-up. I still kind of feel like her attorney is going to say, yeah, it doesn't necessarily look like, in the spirit of fair play, one of those kind of deals. So let's see what Betty has. But in light of this document, the pile of shit I just read, and her request for telephonic virtual hearing. Well, in light of her recent activities of the past couple days, I don't know. I may have, while I still think before I would have said 95% certain that Queen Bee's lawyer is not going to, right out of the gate, insist on an in-person hearing. Now, I'm at 50-50 now. Request for telephonic virtual hearings. Comes now, plaintiff, Bullscorn Betty, pro se, files this request for telephonic virtual hearing, and that the court enters an order allowing appearance by telephone for hearings scheduled in this case on the grounds stated as follows. The way I just read that sounds like she's asking for a blanket. Not just this, but all future hearings to appear telephonically. Let me just read that again. Request for telephonic virtual hearing, and that the court enters an order allowing appearance by telephone for hearings scheduled in this case. So she either made a typo, or if I thought she was smarter, I would say that she left that deliberately vague so that if it just got signed off on, she could say, oh, well, no, look, this order says, well, it doesn't say at future hearings. It does say hearings, plural. So I don't know, but there's no way the judge would ever give a blanket. Oh, yeah, no, you can always appear by phone. I am presently residing in Bradenton, Manatee County, Florida, and travel to hearings would create a financial hardship. However, it doesn't create any financial hardship for me to go tragedy pimping across the country. Yeah, it does seem kind of odd, doesn't it? Illogical. Wherefore, Bullhorn Betty praise, yes, Betty, I know you're a godly woman. Oh, didn't Betty say they prayed yesterday before they were looking for Layla Santinella? Honey, you should have prayed before you picked out that bathing suit at Walmart and then had the very bad judgment to appear in a swimming pool and live stream your very professional channel. Yes, very much. Yes, but she's also praying, and that, listen, that is like, that does go back to common law. I'm just busting on her. That is actually quite appropriate to use that. Oh God, what's the word? Not vernacular. God, what is it? What is it when the vocabulary is? Oh God, I just saw this the other day and I was like, yes, I need to use that instead of vernacular all the time. Crazy nurse, help me out here. Or anybody else who might know. Like, let's just say rocket scientists. No, not verbiage. It's an even more narrowed, definite. It takes vernacular and it narrows it more. So it's like it would be the terminology and the wording that is almost specific to a certain discipline. Nope, not lexicon, not jargon. Shit. Google, what would I do without you? Hell, I'm even going to buy Google a gift card at Christmas. I wonder if Betty gives her minions gift cards. Oh no, she doesn't. She doesn't recognize any holidays, birthdays, nothing. At least she didn't used to. Okay, let's see. What do you call terminology specific to a discipline? Jargon is not the one I'm thinking. Damn it. What is it? I just saw this word the other day and I was like, damn, I need to start using that. Oh, okay, we'll do synonym for vernacular. Betty, do you know what a synonym is? No, not a cinnamon roll, a synonym. Oh, Bob, what are you doing? You all right? I might have to go in and phone a friend. Also, I don't have to phone him. I just walk in his office. Let's see. Nope. You guys, why can't I find this? Damn it. This is going to make me crazy. I'll call my husband. Hold, please. Hold while I call I'm going to phone a friend. Oh, God, I almost dialed the wrong number. That would have been real interesting. Okay, Kia, I'm getting ready to, he's going to pick up the phone and I'll ask him. So you'll be able to hear me ask him. It's not lingo. It's not colloquial. I'm an idiot. Not repertoire. None of the guesses that I'm seeing. Not verbiage. What in the world? I know he's in there. Oh, God, he might be on the phone with a client or something. And here I'm blowing his phone up for some stupid bullshit. Oh, honey, I need you. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am so sorry. We had a total power outage. But I got the answer. I phoned a friend and he got it like that. Nomenclature. I can't believe Google, you forget what I said about that gift card. I am canceling. You failed me. Crazy Nurse, I was getting ready to text you and say, sorry, power outage. That was so weird, you guys. I lost everything. And here we are, live and nationwide. Okay, so there you go. Nomenclature. Yes. My husband is so smart. Of course he is. He married me. All right. Well, kids. K-Mash, you don't hear nomenclature that often because it is so like most people use vernacular. But if let's just Google, you're going to get a chance to get your gift card back. Let's just see how good your definition is. Because when I think nomenclature, vernacular is kind of like, the shit we say on here, like it's poppin', or, all the, like, I don't fuck with him, that kind of thing. But when I always think of nomenclature as when it's super refined to a certain discipline, like rocket scientists, people who, physics, that people who are I actually have a family member that is a real life retired rocket scientist who worked on, what did he work on? Manhattan Project and Sputnik. Okay. Let's see what Google has to say. Nomenclature, the devising or choosing of names for things, especially in a science or other discipline. An example, or the body or system of names in a particular field. Okay, so just what I said. An example. Customers was preferred to the original nomenclature. Passengers, like, airline shit. So there you have it. Look at that. You get a very well-rounded education when you get here. You get a little bit of comedy, you get a little bit of fashion. I hope you get a whole lot of funny, because that's what I really like to do. And Betty, thanks so much for that, girl. You make that easy. And usually you get some very useless piece of knowledge. In my family, I'm known as a font of useless knowledge. Mainly just when it comes to playing stupid trivia games and whatnot. Yeah, I have all these weird, like, obscure things that I pick up along the way, and they're way back here in the filing cabinet. Pretty dusty now, but well, I see you. I try and bring it all. Oh, all right. Well, y'all, I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. I don't plan on being live. Never say never, but I have a whole lot of real world work things that I need to get done. I'm one of the few on YouTube who, not only do I not make money, it costs me money. And oh boy, it does kind of sting a little when I see YouTube has started putting ads on a lot of my videos, but whatever, that doesn't matter, because I'd have made pennies off of that, so that let them. It's all good. Somebody's got to pay the rent on those damn server farms. Might as well be, me and you. But yeah, I don't. As long as I'm going to talk about tragedy pimps and shit like that and call out people, I won't monetize, because I think it. Well, I don't have any problem with anyone monetizing who does talk about the stuff we talk about. Just for me, I feel like I would have to be more. I think because it's just me. I would be much more restrictive in what I would say, because money does convolute things. Before we go, and I'm going to do this weekend, I promise, along with, I'm working on my list for Betty for things that she needs to live her best life, or God, just a better life, because she seems to be living a miserable as hell life right now. So I'm working on that. If I get that done, well, maybe Sunday. If usually I've got family dinner on Sunday, fam dam comes over, but some of the fam dam's out of town, so that may not be happening. But if I get it done and I've got time, I'll be here on Sunday and we'll do a funny. It'll all be funny. And it's always good when we can do funny at Betty's expense. So the only other thing, I'm going to absolutely work on this. If work on it, nothing. All I have to do is do a community post with a poll. And I would appreciate it if you guys would, making sure I don't have a Janet Jackson moment. I would appreciate it if you guys would vote in the poll. And that is this. We need some, Betty's poolside. Oh, is she in it or on the side of it trying to push broom the water that came out? Is she pushing it back in when you say poolside? Would you please vote on, we need somebody new to talk about. So here's the choices I've come up with thus far. And please, along with your merch suggestions, t-shirt sayings, or any input in that endeavor, feel free to email me at crimesandfashion@gmail.com. And along with that, if you have a person or a show, listen, y'all, what I would love to do more than talking about any of these ass clowns, way back in the day, before I even really listened to YouTube, this kind of stuff anyway, I was a huge fan of podcasts. And I was a dedicated 90 Day Fiancé watcher. There was a podcast called 90 Day Gaze. They actually have a YouTube channel. I don't think they've put anything new on it in quite some time. They are so incredibly funny. They are two gay guys who have been BFFs forever. Oh, Running Bear. Okay, that's an excellent suggestion. I don't even think she was in the pool. But what I would love to, I was writing Ziggy down. I would love more than anything to be able to do a watch and react to 90 Day Fiancé. Because if you think I'm funny with these people, I'm bored with these people. I would like to wreck 90 Day people. And here's the thing. I can certainly do it old school like I used to, watch it and take notes and then come in here and just, talk. But that's a lot, because those shows are what, 2 hours? Most of them are about 2 hours. That's a lot of work for me to do. Does anybody know? I actually tried to do some looking around on YouTube to see if, and are y'all aware of anybody that does that? I think that I have heard multiple times that TLC, they will strike your shit. Do not try and play any of their material. But why wouldn't it fall under fair use? No, I'm not saying I want to get my first strike from TLC. Oh, thank you. I see you, drool. Nonsense. Do you know? Listen. I originally, with White Rabbit, that is why Fashionistas, Felons, and Fruit Loops was started. She and I, me and her, me and White Rabbit and me, we were going to do, well, we did a couple. We did Naked and Afraid. We started, oh God, the Mama's Boy thing. Oh, I hated all those peoples. But we bit off more than we could chew, and it was just too much. But that's what I would really love to do. I would love to do that. Yeah, nonsense. That's my understanding too. Well, you guys think about that. I'm not opposed to watching it and just taking notes. That's the way I always did commentary on everybody I talked about. I never knew how to share a screen and not do any of that shit. So I'm just spoiled now because this is so much easier. But believe me, I am not opposed to that. So we can try that. Well, nonsense, if you can figure it out. Stereophonics, here's my next question. Are any of those shows, any of the 90-day franchises, are any of them, ideally, I would like something that hasn't, like, where I don't have to play catch up with the last 8 episodes. Is there anything that's kind of, oh, Sofa King, Danielle, was she the one married to, oh God, what the hell was his name? The Muslim guy. The one who like wouldn't even kiss her when they got married. Oh, I hated her guts too. We're doing this. If you guys think it's funny to listen to me talk about these idiots, oh, I trust me when I tell you I can bring it with the 90-day people. Do you know who the last 90-day one that I watched? If I could have reached through that TV and punched that bitch in her face, it would have been, oh, thanks, Running Bear. I like the black nails. A lot of people like the black nails. And these are actually, they're not matte, but they're not high sheen either. The last 90-day that I watched was, okay, so it was the season that had the really cool kid. I loved him. He was in a band. He was a black guy, but he had like a white, like my color hair. And his girl came from somewhere near Russia, not Ukraine. Oh, she was a major bitch. Mom was a shrink. They lived in the basement in, was it Nebraska maybe? Or Kansas somewhere? Jabri. Yes, I love Jabri. Okay, the one on there, oh, Muhammad, that was him. Let me tell you the one on there who, if I could have punched that bitch in her face. The one who met the black dude in Asia, he was an underwear model. And she had a lisp, and she was obsessed with sex. She was like whipping out her silky milkies at the dinner table in front of her dad. I'm like, oh, hell no. There is some weird shit going on in this family. Like, well, you remember what Laura said? So maybe something along those lines was going on in that family. I mean, there was some, okay, Kia, I always heard that they strike. And she thought she was like, oh yeah, well, you know, I was young and hot, and I was at the disco, and we met, and, you know, I mean, she was like, oh, she was a skank, just a slut, an absolute slut. Like, she was everything. All roads led to his junk. Okay, via, say no more. What the hell was her name? Emily. Her name was Emily. She had dark curly hair. She was a big girl. She had a speech impediment. Not anything super obvious to where, you know, I'm being a real shitbag. Like, I would never make fun of somebody who had something, you know, that was super obvious. No, this was very subtle, but there was something there that, and she was just so hateable. But it's like my husband said, he's like, honey, like, they don't pick normal people to go on these shows. You know this, right? Oh, yeah, I know, I got the message. So Yeah, that's it, Helen. Yes, Emily and Kobe. God, I hated that bitch. Oh, I was like, Emily, instead of worrying about hopping on pop, you like, honey, you need to get yourself. Oh, just made me think of a new item for Betty's list. Yeah, I was like, honey, you might want to get yourself a Talkspace like unlimited gift card or something, because sweetie, you got some issues. Okay, so y'all, I will do some looking around on that and see if I can find a show. Hey, Kara, I'll see if I can find a show that, yes, Sophie King, so many good idiots. But like I said, ideally, I would like to find something where, like, does anybody know, do you think they're mid-season? Like, how many episodes would I have to watch to then get caught up to where we are now? Not that I can't just go turn on the damn Max app and find that out, but I figured if anybody knew. Oh, there were so many. How about Paul and Carini? Paul, have you by any chance been a long haul trucker traveling through Portland, Seattle, Florida? Oh God, was he weird? Oh, he was so weird. I hated him so much. Hey, Sherlock homie. Molly, showing lady parts? Wait a minute, who are we talking about here? Oh my God, and was that baby beautiful or what? God. Okay, so I'm going to put this on my list of very important things to get done this weekend. Find reality TV idiots. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Here's what I've got for the poll so far. Please vote in the poll. Why does it look like one? Hold on, pardon me. Oh God. Woo! That almost got me a Janet Jackson award. Why? One, two, three. How many can you do on a poll? I might have to do 2 polls. Here's the YouTubers that I've got up for your consideration. And what does Morbid say? This is the People's Chat. This is going to be the People's Choice Award. Well, not award. The People's Choice nomination. And here are our candidates thus far. Fathering Autism. If you're not familiar with them, oh boy. They are what you call family vloggers. And they are, at least the father is quite easy to strongly dislike. Mom's pretty douchey too. But okay, so there's Fathering Autism. Sweet Tea with Don B. I have never covered him. I drug him one time about something back in the day. But, you know, he's an OG tragedy pimp. He's one of these, like, I can't even remember the name of her channel, and I wouldn't say the bitch's name if I did. Another one of those whose entire content every damn day, every time he goes live, Summer Wells, Summer Wells, Summer Wells, Summer Wells. And the way he speaks, and he's very manipulative, and he says things in a way that makes you think he knows some inside baseball. They can't fucking know anything. So Don B is clever. I mean, I'll take your word for it, because I don't watch him. I mean, I've seen him, but he's an OG tragedy pimp. And like I said, I'm bored with these. My very first PG, you took my YouTube dragging a bitch for filth cherry, that being Prayer Garden of America. We could revisit Prayer Garden, kids. Much like Betty, she's another one that, I mean, Prayer Garden makes Betty look like fucking Einstein. Okay. Prayer Garden is straight up illiterate. All right. I am shocked that she can figure out how to work StreamYard, YouTube, anything. I mean, I'm shocked that she can figure out how to work a doorknob. She is, Betty ought to send her a thank you note. So there's PJ, an oldie but a goodie, in more ways than one. Well, and then we got Veda Mashed Potato, who she's just a foul-mouthed, angry little beast. But I wouldn't. She's fairly boring. I mean, she's another one. She thinks she's some kind of a fucking Krama Dalai Lama, and she's just a foul-mouthed, angry little brat. But I was really having to dig deep here to see who we need new blood. I wrote Ziggy down because I saw someone nominated Ziggy. I have never watched Ziggy. The most I've ever spoken on her is her disgusting Naked Island. And incidentally, she spawned Prayer Garden. My understanding is that Prayer Garden of America came from Ziggy. I guess she was one of the, dedicated subs who shockingly would, I guess even that level of, well, I guess what I'm saying is it kind of strikes me as those people are rather easy to entertain. And I think even they wanted her to go away. So I don't know why, but she's the one that, well, never mind. So any other suggestions, feel free to, who's J-Rod? Oh, Veda's removed all her content. Oh, who cares? Yeah, Sofa King, I tend to agree. She's another one who, like, I'm sorry. I can't. She is just a foul mouth. That last thing she did, sweetie, you need to log off, okay? Because I would never watch that. It's foul. It's disgusting. I don't want to hear her talk about her lady parts or her manscaping routine. No, none of that. But God, like when you get to the point where you are speaking like that on a public platform, you've probably left your better judgment out in the parking lot. Yeah. So, all right, kids. Well, feel free to, I'll put the poll up this weekend. And I will check out the reality show where we are in the seasons. If I can, because I tell you what, if I can get caught up on a 90-day in a reasonable amount of time before the season's over, we'll do it. I'll just do it old school, like I used to. I think that was it. Oh, and the list. In the event, it probably won't happen, but in the event that I finish the list, Betty's list, by Sunday, I will I'll come share with the class. Otherwise, oh yeah, the Rev. I forgot about that. I forgot about the Rev. Well, we'll figure it out. All right, everybody. I hope y'all have a great weekend. Go out, spend time with real flesh and blood people. Touch grass, touch sand, touch linoleum, touch wood, touch water, touch mountains, touch something. Only if it can't get you. Use your discretion. All right, kids. Hope y'all have a great weekend, and I thank you all so very much for joining me. Until we meet again. Bye.